So it's Thanksgiving 2020, and I woke up this morning well before anybody else. So I had a nice, quiet moment and a calm kind of beginning to my day before all the hoopla began and turkey stuffing and mimosas and Thanksgiving Day parade that is generally part of our kind of morning. It's a little bit different this year because I am actually making the full on shebang dinner on Thanksgiving. I normally do Friendsgiving the Saturday after, and we generally go somewhere on Thanksgiving, family's house or mostly one of my sister's houses. But this year, like many people, we are doing a just us Thanksgiving, and it was kind of funny when we were planning it and talking about it. The kids and I discussed me maybe not doing as big of portions or the full-size casseroles, and then they immediately started backpedaling and like, no, we need the broccoli cheese casserole for leftovers, and we need the full-size green bean casserole so you can make shepherd's pie. And so I've been prepping for a couple days, which has been nice because since I'm not working, generally one of the reasons I've done the Friendsgiving on Saturday is because it gives me a couple days off of work to do all the food prep. And since I haven't been working, I was able to do that food prep ahead of time. But prior to any of that starting kicking in this morning, I sat out and had my morning coffee and my cigarette and didn't play any podcasts or read anything or play any of the silly games on my phone. I just sat and felt a little reflective. And it was kind of interesting because for some reason, one of the first thoughts that came to mind is like hindsight is 2020, that phrase. And it really kind of rung something in my brain because I thought, we often use that phrase to talk about like how looking back at something that maybe you've done wrong, like a mistake that was made, or, you're on the other end of a decision that lots of stuff has happened and you're like, woo, hindsight's 2020. Like, if I, looking back, I can see all the silliness I did or all the mistakes I made or all the wrong choices. But it's also not necessarily have to be about the negative stuff. And that, because I started thinking about the fact that I really have never hosted a Thanksgiving Day dinner on Thanksgiving. I've always done it the Saturday after. Not always, but for like years and years and years, like probably, I don't know, like I want to say good like 10 years we've been doing it the Saturday after. And it's a Friendsgiving, so it's, not just family, it's friends, it's folks I know, it's, anybody wants to come over. We generally play games, all that good stuff. Last year we did a really cool thing where I had some lanterns left over from a lantern festival that my son and I had volunteered at. And so we broke those out and we wrote them, and we have no houses right behind us where we live, so we have a big empty lot right behind us. So we were out in my backyard lighting and had our own little lantern festival on Friendsgiving last year, and that was a lot of fun. And then I thought about the first time that me and my sister Jo hosted Thanksgiving at her apartment. For the first time ever, it was her and I doing all the cooking, and that was kind of a fun event. Our kids were really little, and I think actually it was, we only had at that point Felicia and Alessa. I think Alessa was a baby and Felicia was like 5, so we were very young, and I just, and then I did do a grateful list, and of course I started with my kids, and then I put my quote unquote good health, as much as I got stuff going on with my knee and other things that can be problematic and sometimes annoying and nuisance and, uncomfortable, that my health in general is good. I'm a healthy person. I'm not dealing with any major medical issues that are, costing me lots of money or costing me lots of time to have to deal with them. So in good health is something to be grateful for. And then, during this crazy year, I got laid off in April. And so the fact that I had enough enough of a financial safety net that we are staying afloat, is even though there's been stressful moments in it and it's been concerning to have to dwindle that down a little bit, I still have had that backup that's allowing us some time for things to recalibrate and get back into some sort of normalcy, and then I started thinking about all the amazing, wonderful folks I have in my life, friends, family, sisters, my nieces and nephews, that have made my life completely filled with absolutely wonderful moments and adventures and memories and love, and then that made me really grateful that I still look to the future with hope and encouragement, which in this year has been really tough. It's been a really tough year to feel like there's the light at the end of the tunnel type of thinking. I don't feel like I'm in a tunnel right now. I'm not looking for a light. I just want to continue to feel hopeful for the future and continue to feel like motivated and positive. Just have a positive outlook on what could be in the future, because I do believe that surrounding yourself with positive energy and I'm a firm believer. The energy you put out into the universe, it will answer you back with. And it's easy to get stuck in this kind of rut. I know I've been kind of in a blah mood for the last probably 4 or 5 days. And, every morning I kind of woken up and been like, okay, today we're going to stay active. We're going to keep pushing forward. Even if you're kind of feeling blah, it's okay to feel that way. And you have permission to take breaks from being active and just blah away for a minute. But the reality is that you need to keep moving forward. And that's been kind of, I don't know if the right word is mantra, but that's the wrong word. But that's been this messaging that I've been continuing to give myself, because I do not want to get stuck in the funk of feeling scared and feeling nervous and constantly feeling worried and stressed about a vast majority of things I cannot even possibly control. So it was a very nice moment this morning to just really enjoy it. And I know that there are a lot of people this year who, for the very first time or for a first time in a really long time, are alone and aren't going to be able to hang out with their families, it's just going to feel like another day, when traditionally it's been a day where they've gotten to go and interact with the folks they love and eat good food and be reflective. We generally at the dinner table will kind of do one of those, everybody say what you're grateful for type of deals, just to remind us to be grateful for where we are today and in these moments. And so I was really happy that I had that time this morning. And then when my kids started waking up and we got the parade going, there's been some good laughter and some, we tried out a new mimosa that neither me and my daughter were particularly fond of. So we went back to the traditional, because I was smart enough to have the ingredients for both sides, And I'm looking forward to today just being a day of, a little bit of continued reflection and thinking about where my life is and how much really good stuff has happened throughout it, and how even though this particular tiny chapter of it doesn't feel like a tiny chapter anymore because it's been lots and lots of months, but this tiny chapter of it feels overwhelming and sometimes a little bleak, but at the end of it, there's like everything else in life, it's an opportunity for us to appreciate the good stuff. Next year when we all get to sit around the table together again and are laughing and playing 31 cards or playing a board game or whatever, however next year looks, we'll feel, even if it's not a huge, vast difference, it's just, getting together with some people, it'll seem so much better and greater and more wonderful, because we've had this tough year to kind of balance it out, because that's life. If everything's just good and everything's just fine, and you never have any bad moments, then nothing ever feels real good either. And so I hope that you all are having a wonderful day. I hope that if you're alone, that you're reaching out to folks, and if you're in the area and would like a really good home cooked dinner, I have plenty of food. Hit me up. You are welcome. I would rather you be here and with folks than feeling like you're isolated and alone. And I say happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I'm looking forward to the rest of the rapidly approaching holidays, and hoping that we continue to find ways to appreciate and be grateful for what we have, and as we kind of deal with this. And so I hope you all are having a great day. Thanks so much for hanging in there with me if you have been listening to these guys, and I'm looking forward to continuing to talk with you guys. Take it easy now. We'll talk to you soon.